There are countless everyday problems that need solving, but what's surprising is that the solution often already exists. You just might not know about it. You'll probably find yourself thinking, wow, that's a thing. If you want to purchase anything mentioned, I'll provide a link in the description. Without further ado, let's get started. Self-closing toilet seat. Putting the toilet seat back down after using the bathroom is one of those tedious tasks we'd rather avoid, which is why this gadget is so useful. Simply flush your toilet and the seat will close itself gently, without slamming down. However, if you're someone who doesn't flush the toilet after using it, then perhaps more drastic measures are needed. Smart cards. These smart cards allow you to search for items and find exactly where the item is in the store. A decade ago, you may have wished for flying cars in the future, but I'd happily settle for this instead. Just don't install these in rough neighborhoods. Otherwise, the pawn shops would get inundated with these tablets. Flip belt. How many times have you been out for a run, but you just didn't have enough pockets for your stuff? Or you have pockets, but putting stuff in them is annoying because it jiggles uncomfortably. That's why you need this belt, which gives you all the storage you need. No more running with your phone in your hand. Parking space lines. Whoever thought of this is a genius. It doesn't seem to matter how experienced you are at parking. It just seems you can never be too sure if you're in the space properly or not. This is definitely a huge help, and more places should paint lines like this. Foot-operated door opener. Most of us go to extremes to avoid touching door handles. We use paper towels, our elbows, someone else, and other methods to avoid the germ-ridden disease magnets. This neat gadget puts an end to all the madness. We can be germ-free, carry groceries while we open the door, and look exceptionally cool doing it. The Squatty Potty. I know it's a revelation, but sitting on the toilet isn't the best way to poop. Humans are anatomically designed to squat during our pooping adventures. A few small studies suggest squatting helps align your rectum and anal canal better than sitting does. So I guess that's why you need the Squatty Potty. The modern toilet is advertised as following a number of ailments, like colitis. Though I doubt it's the primary reason, surely there's no harm in giving the ancient version of pooping a try. Keep your computer woke. This is one of those problems we all deal with, preventing the computer from sleeping without having to go to the settings and adjust the amount of time that has to pass before the computer goes to sleep. For a quick shortcut, do this. Place your mouse over an object, like a wristwatch, and the elevation will keep the mouse sensor on so that you can prevent your computer from sleeping. Cool, right? Highlighters. Highlighters are great for making important information stand out, but not so great if you don't have a steady hand, as you can't see through the tip at what you're highlighting. That's why these highlighters with clear tips are perfect, so you can keep up with where you are. It's so simple and effective, I can't believe I didn't think of this. Coffee ice cubes. Hot drinks always seem to be, well, too hot. You could put ice in them, but they'll change the flavor. So instead of putting regular ice cubes in your coffee, freeze some coffee into cubes and use those instead. You can do this with many other drinks and get creative with the idea. Avocado ripening. The millennials' holy grail, the avocado, it's great, except for one thing. It's a little difficult to notice when it's perfectly ripe, which is why this sticker should be placed on all avocados henceforth. These stickers are produced by the Fresh Max Group in New Zealand. It's one of the simplest and most helpful solutions on this list. Wash your hands with the toilet. Yep, you heard that right. There are toilets with sinks built on the top of them so that you can use the water twice. Once to wash your hands, and then a second time to flush the next time around. This saves water and space in your bathroom. It's been a thing in Japan for decades and definitely is worth your research. Deskparts separated by steps. Yes, yes, and yes. Sometimes there's nothing more confusing than putting a desk together. It's like the maker of the desk doesn't want us to succeed. Deskparts separated by steps is probably the best solution to make it easier to assemble furniture. Beach accessibility mat. Before this was a thing, it was probably one of the most needed but not thought about things ever. This makes the beach accessible to strollers, people in wheelchairs, and it's also there for people who just don't want to walk on the sand. It's one of those things that makes us say it's great that this thing is a thing. Pill bottle lid tracker. Do you ever take a pill then forget when you took it? Then you'll need this lid, which tells you when you last opened the bottle, has daily alarms you can set up, and comes with a bottle that it fits on. Not remembering if you took a pill you already took can be pretty serious, so it's probably worth adding a memory pill in there as well. Laundromat with a twist. It doesn't matter if you're only going to the laundromat temporarily, or if you go all the time. The boredom and waiting gets to us all. This laundromat with a gym changes the narrative. You can do something very productive without having to leave the laundromat. But hey, if the old arcade game in the corner floats your boat, keep doing you. Webcam covers. Let's just peacefully come to the conclusion that nothing is happening on the other side of our webcams, and we're just paranoid. Now that the unrealistic talk is out of the way, get back to covering your webcam. You can do it like Zuckerberg with some tape, but there are webcam covers you can get for a very low cost. Though tape is free, at least with the covers it won't leave adhesive residue, and you can move it out of the way if you want to use the webcam. Inflatable mattress for cars. Camping is fun, except for the sleeping part. It can be very uncomfortable, so why don't you just sleep in the car? With this inflatable mattress you can. With an inflatable part that is inserted into the leg space and in the front seat, the mattress lies flat, fully supported over the seats. It also doubles up as a chair with back support if you want to use it to take in the sunset. Quite ingenious, really. Help me baskets. Most people just want to keep to themselves when shopping, but sometimes it's difficult to communicate that message. Which is why these baskets are perfect. They allow customers to decide if they want to be helped by associates or not. Introverts rejoice. Pull chain ornaments. We've all had trouble trying to figure out which chain on the ceiling fan is for the fan and which one is for the light. If you keep making that mistake, get these ornaments. They're cheap and also add to your decor. No more waiting. This device should be a thing everywhere. It has 3 buttons that eliminate just about any waiting you usually do at restaurants. It allows you to call the server, ask for the bill, and let them know when you're done with the table. Tags for broken carts. This one is for all the good Samaritans out there. This supermarket has tags that customers can put on broken carts. It's a very simple and great idea that should be in every store that has carts. We all just want to push a smooth cart. That's not too much to ask, right? Spatula with a stand. So you've used your spatula, but now you're faced with a predicament. Where do you put it without getting germs all over it? How about anywhere? This spatula has a stand on it that prevents the part of the spatula that touches the food from touching the counter. There are also other kitchen instruments with stands. No more putting your spatula on a paper towel or leaning on a pot. Hat in a bag of air. Hats can be delicate. There's nothing worse than receiving a crumpled one you just paid a lot of money for. All that leads to is a hassle and a refund. What you see in the picture is how hats should be packed. In a bag of air. This isn't the only safe way to prevent a hat from being crushed, but it's a pretty good option. Take notes, sellers. Gapless bathroom stalls. Is this what heaven looks like? The famous gap in the bathroom stall is a thing of the past in some places. That gap is one of the most awkward things in the whole world, and it needs to be thrown away. With this overlapping door feature, which closes it as securely as possible, we're one step closer to a more private poop. Door handle hand sanitizer dispenser. This is one of those things you suddenly notice and then freak out about because of how cool it is. A door handle that gives out sanitizer is a great idea and is definitely a step in the right directions toward cleanliness. Brownie labeling perfection. A restaurant in Virginia that goes by the name of Philly-style steaks and subs labels their brownies one of 3 ways. There's the purple tag for the edge piece, green tag for the corner piece, and orange tag for the center piece. Everyone can easily get what they like. Good one. Cocktails to go. So, you walk into the store to find alcohol. It's a slight dilemma, usually because spirits come in large bottles, and so do soft drinks, which is why this cocktail to go is just ingenious. Your spirit and soft drinks are linked, ready to be mixed just how you like. College students everywhere must be drooling at the thought. Traffic lights of the future. Have you ever been stuck at lights behind a huge truck, unable to see the lights? Not in Ukraine, as there are traffic lights that show the color of the light on the pole as well. Easily served Pringles. Grabbing Pringles from their tube can be tricky, especially if they're at the bottom, which is why this piece of paper used as a serving tray is so great. No more awkwardly reaching into your can of Pringles and coming up with nothing because you didn't reach in enough. Toilet paper testing. How do you know which toilet paper is the best for you? Buying and trying them all would be time-consuming, expensive, and inconvenient. That's why a Dutch supermarket came up with an ingenious solution, offering samples in the store's restroom so people can test them directly. While this might not work everywhere, many countries have theft-resistant paper dispensers in public toilets to prevent rolls from being stolen. It's an innovative idea. Perhaps the Netherlands is a type of utopia when it comes to convenience. Which idea was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.